Alright, so it didn't take really long before the controversy came into Diablo 4. I made a video not long ago detailing how much of a W Blizzard was getting with the launch of Diablo 4, but today I have to retract a little bit and go back on the other side because there is a controversy surrounding the race to level 100 on hardcore at launch for Diablo 4. In this video, I'm going to detail the controversy, I'm going to detail my opinion, and let's talk about also what's going to happen in the future about these kind of things. My name is GhostofRedSeas. Let's go and take a look at this video right away. Stay until the end of this video to know how to win a copy of the early access of Diablo 4. Alright, so let's talk about the controversy itself. For those who know, Diablo 4 is launching on June 1st for early access and the June 6th for normal access. On top of that, some streamers and some content creators got their hands on the full game. Not a beta, not a server slam, the full game with all the acts, with all the bosses, with all the end game content early so they can do reviews for the channel and for the game, and the embargo is going to be lifted in 2 days on May 30th. Alright, so let me talk to you about the controversy itself. Blizzard just announced a race to level 100 on hardcore. At launch, if the first 1,000 people that get level 100 on hardcore will get a reward, which is their name being etched on a statue of Lilith physically in the headquarters of Blizzard and at BlizzCon when they're gonna move it around, which is quite substantial. It's nice. You're gonna be having your name on the actual lore book of Diablo 4's launch. So for small content creators, for people that really love the lore of Diablo 4, that are invested in Diablo as a game, as a franchise, it's quite fun. It's nice. And for people who loves races in video games like I do, I always play day one raids in Destiny. I try to do day one dungeons also in Destiny and things like that. It's quite fun. It's nice. So having an incentive to be able to play to a race to level 100 on hardcore, which basically, if you have a death, it's a permadeath. So if your character dies before level 100, so if it dies at level 98, your character dies. You can't take anymore, which is even nicer for people who really want to have a nice race with really high point of challenge in there. The controversy comes around where you understand that there is basically 3 starting points for this race. For those who don't know, the launch of the actual game comes at June 6th, 2023. So not so long from now. The thing is, if you bought the deluxe edition or over, you get the early access of the game, which is on June 1st, which is not really long from here. 5 days from here, we're going to be able to play the early access of Diablo 4, which is quite phenomenal. We've been waiting for this for a really long time. On top of that, some people received really early access of the game, and not just like a server or Act 1 like we did with Fractured Peaks. Basically, people have been playing the whole game. Yes, all the acts, all the bosses, all the end games, everything. And this is the point of contention that we have today. People are saying online that the issue is you have 3 different starting positions for this race. What if the first 1,000 people that get into level 100 on hardcore happens between June 1st and June 5th? People who actually bought the game, not with the early access, won't be even able to access the race because the race is virtually going to be over already. Other well-known streamers and content creators like Osmongold are actually looking into this matter and giving their opinion also, because I've just seen one of his videos and he was actually reacting to another guy's video, I think it's Zen's, which is a really good and big Diablo content creator. And their points are actually making a lot of sense. I've also been talking to my friends where we've been planning to play Diablo 4 together at launch, but with this race, we don't even know if we're gonna play together anymore because they don't want to play hardcore. They certainly want to have the first experience of Diablo 4, the full game at launch, being what it is, the magical sensation of having a full live new game of a franchise that you absolutely love being ruined by a race where you will basically need to like skip the cutscenes, skip the story material of the game, not being really able to do anything story related to the game. And if you are like a fan of Diablo, you want to get involved in the actual story to a point. Some people really don't give a shit, and that's okay too because they like the feel of the game and things like that. But for other people, it diminishes the actual experience of the game because they're torn apart. Would they like to be part of that race, or would they like to really enjoy the first real experience of a Diablo game since 2009, 2010? The problem I see is the fact that the season 1 of the game is not even coming out at launch, because Diablo, or the devs of Blizzard and Rob Ferguson, wanted to have, you know, a even playing field when you start playing the game. So for those who had the early access and for those who doesn't have the early access, it's not going to change anything, because there wasn't going to have a level 100 race or the leaderboards. But effectively with this race, which is quite nice to have, honestly, like it's not something that a lot of game developers does, but it's really nice to have things like that. The only problem is it's tarnished by the fact that people have early access, other people don't, and people have already played the full game. And then again, like, it's not a race which the whole population is gonna play. I saw one of the statistics where I think it was like 5% of people at launch that played Diablo 3 were hardcore. So 95% of the player base was not hardcore, was standard. That means if it's the same thing, roughly, we can see 5 to 10% of the population playing into hardcore. But with this incentive, there's going to be way more than 5%. That's for sure. It's an incentive to play. I've also scrutinized the forum from the Blizzard, from the Blizzard forums, and one of the questions was, or one of the forum topics was, are you going to get into this race? And from the 233 comments I've seen, I think there was 99% of them saying that they're opted out of the race because they really want to feel a nice experience for Diablo 4 when it comes out, and the full experience of it. I want to know what you guys think about it. Let me know in the comments if this is a real controversy or you just think it's a fluke. Let me know. If you like this kind of content, please leave a like, a comment, a subscription. It is a free and fantastic way to help this channel. And on top of that, you get a chance to win a copy of a game that I'm covering. It's going to be Diablo 4. The giveaway ends on June 1st. So subscribe to get a chance to win a copy, so you can play early access with us when it comes out. Peace!